Hi, everyone. My name is Evan DiValentino. I'm a program manager in continuing education at Mohawk College and heavily involved in the research administration certificate that we've partnered with the Canadian Association of Research Administrators on. And I also have Nina Darkef from the Canadian Association of Research Administrators here, Kara. Nina, can you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Hi, everyone. I am Kara's Manager of Professional Development and Membership Services.
Okay. So we're going to, thanks for that, Nina. We're going to quickly, I think it should take maybe about 15 minutes or so here to walk you through what this new program is about, how we've gotten to this point where Kara and Mohawk are partnering to run this type of professional development, and how you can go about registering or applying into the program, as well as some testimonials from our current students. So we like to jump in with these presentations and just ask some fun questions to see. Well, the questions really kind of point to why this program exists in many ways, and then there's some additional info beyond that. But a survey was done about 2 years ago of CARA members, and we're just going to ask a few questions here. So it's not like a full-out quiz or anything like that, but I think the questions are pointing. So before working in research admin, how many CARA members, or what percentage of CARA members, had no awareness of the extent of roles that existed in research admin? So just have a quick look at the answers. Think about what your response would be there. And the actual answer is E at 50%, just over 50% actually. So there's a big chunk of research administrators that just weren't aware of the types of opportunities that existed in the space before working in the space. And the second question, what percentage of CARE members do you think had planned to become research administrators? We like to jokingly say, how many of us went to our guidance counselors in high school and asked what college or university program we'd have to go into to become a research administrator. Those types of conversations don't typically happen, and the answer here is A, at less than 10%, and the actual answer is about 2.5%. So there's not a lot of people who are aware of the opportunities that exist. That came from question 1, and in question 2, there's not a lot of people who plan to go into the space. And for our third and final fun quiz question here, what percentage of CARE members do you think had planned to work in research admin on a medium or long-term basis? Just give that a thought for a couple of seconds. And if you're thinking the answer is E, you would be correct. And the actual answer is about 95%. So what the responses to this survey tell us, we think, is that there's not a lot of awareness going into research administrator of the type of roles that exist in the space. There's not a lot of people planning to go into the space, but once we're in the space, we find it rewarding and we'd like to work in it on a long-term basis. In fact, 84% of CARE members surveyed would state that it's a rewarding career. The last piece that I'll add from this survey, and there's no question for it, but the number one or the most popular type of training that existed for research administrators prior to the certificate, or where most of the training was happening, was on the job, at conferences, workshops, and webinars. And there are still great conferences and webinars that are run by CARA to support their members, and we think that this certificate is complementary to that and also provides a formal credential around it. And there is a history around training here that Nina is far better positioned to talk about than I, so I'll pass it along to Nina.
Thank you, Evan. So CARA began offering webinars back in 2013. Ever since then, we aim to offer about 100 webinars every calendar year. At that time, and this is something that we still offer, are completion certificates for series such as contracts, finance, grants, and project management. And these are received based on attendance of each introductory, intermediate, and advanced levels, each a 3-part series. Evan, do you mind just advancing the slide? Thank you. So at the time, we had no evaluation-based certificates. So we partnered with ARMA UK, and we began offering the self-guided certificate in research management and research administration. The completion of these certificates was based on a passing grade on each unit assignment, which took over an 18 or 24-month period. And we saw great interest in these certificates, especially the one in research administration. This was because students were able to help raise the status of their profession, benefit themselves and their institution as research administrators, and enhance their knowledge and skills while remaining to work full-time. Next slide. I spoke with some of our recent graduates in the the Certificate in Research Administration program, just to see what their feedback was on the program. So the positive aspects were a mentor was nice to have to review my units. It was extremely relevant to Canadian context and very accessible online. Now the negatives were, it was too self-guided, the submission system was difficult to use, and there was a lack of resources for each unit supplied by ARMA. Next slide. We removed or improved upon these negatives while maintaining all the positive aspects, and we teamed up with Mohawk College to offer you the Research Administration Certificate. So now I'm going to pass it back to Evan to give you an overview of a wonderful new partnership.
Thanks, Nina. Yeah, so we, in our continuing education department, the department that I work in at Mohawk College, we're always seeking out the types of programming and partnerships to drive those programs so that it's very related to the adult learner, the person who is a lifelong learner, the person who's trying to upskill throughout their career, maybe make a shift into a new career opportunity, or just move vertically within the sector that they're working on. So this partnership for us is wonderful. We get to work alongside Kara to really tap into the expertise that exists throughout the membership. And, you know, we'll chat a little bit about our faculty members for this program. Very well known as subject matter experts in their own right. The partnership lends itself nicely to getting that expertise, but also from Mohawk's side of things, we add the academic structure and the academic rigor around this, but also providing tools and technologies for the modern adult and online learner. So we'll chat a little bit about that as we go through it. And we'll say that the program still has the same intention as the previous version of the program, but we've just added some things that we believe are helping, and based on what we're hearing from our current students, they are enjoying the program, and it's working quite well. So the structure of the program is worth talking about here. The credential that students get, or graduates will get once completing 6 courses in the program, is a Mohawk College certificate. So it is a formal college credential. If you were to take 2 courses each term, you could complete in as little as 1 year. So we're running 2 courses every term. We run 3 terms per year, one starting in September, one starting in January, the last starting in April or May. And you know, we are hearing from some students that they'd prefer to take 1 course per semester, or that there are specific times of the year that don't necessarily work well for them to take a course. And so all we're doing there is just running courses at different times. So the courses that were run in fall semester in year 1 will be slightly different in year 2. And that will give you the opportunity to complete in 2 years if you'd like to take 1 course at a time. They are fully online courses, and we've heard in the past that some people have a bit of an apprehension to take online courses, citing maybe that it's not the way they learn, or they're just not familiar with what online learning is, don't necessarily know what it's all about. So the way that these courses are structured is highly interactive, lots of discussion board posts. There are live sessions as well that our faculty are running. We use a face-to-face platform, kind of like Skype, except it's got a lot more functionality to it. And this allows our students to both connect with each other as well as connect with faculty on a regular basis. So you don't feel isolated, and you still get the valuable level of dialogue that you could get in a classroom environment. As I touched on briefly previously, we've got industry-leading faculty members. We'll go through their profiles in a few minutes. And there's one piece that we think is particularly important in the program, and that's the professional alignment aspect. So an easy way of articulating this would be that your work, at your workplace can help further your progress in the program, and your progress in the program can help further what you're doing in the workplace. And so we encourage our students to line up some of the topics around assignments and projects with things that they are currently doing at work, and this will work quite nicely for you. And it's also a great opportunity to build your network. We have students from, I believe it's 6 different provinces at this point in time in the program, as well as a variety of sectors. Nonprofit. We've got health and medical institutions. We've got colleges, universities, and we've got some folks from the international market as well. We've got three other countries where there's some representation from our students. And then there's the mentorship aspect of the program as well. A really nice add-on for our students to get to connect with someone who can help guide your work in the program, and also provide some personal and professional advice as you move through your career. Nina will expand on the mentorship piece shortly. So this year, this is our schedule. It's November right now, November 2017 as we record this video. And so we're a little more than halfway through our first 2 courses there, the Canadian Research Funding Environment and Contracts and Reporting. In January, we've got Developing Funding Proposals and Research Project Management. And then the last 2 courses will be delivered in the spring, starting in early May, and running with a compressed schedule so that they can be completed prior to July, so that everyone can still enjoy some vacation time with friends and family. So that's our schedule for this year. As I mentioned previously, we will be modifying this slightly for next year for our students who are moving through this program 1 course at a time. So we just want to take a few minutes here to profile some of our faculty who we know are industry experts in providing a lot of expertise in the online classes. Dr. Deb Zorns is teaching our Introduction to Canadian Research Funding Environment course, and she's the current president of CARA, as well as the director of research services at Royal Roads University. Katie Porter is co-teaching the Contracts and Reporting course. That one's running fall 2017. That's currently. And Katie's co-teaching this with Sarah Lamson, the executive director of CARA. Katie is the director of research admin at Hamilton Health Sciences, a current lecturer and author of textbooks that you'll see, or this textbook that you'll see in this program. And Katie's got a little video here that we're going to share with you that expands upon some of the content in her course.
Hello, everyone. My name is Katie Porter, and I'm delighted to be teaching the Contracts and Reporting course for Mohawk College's Certificate in Research Administration, in partnership with the Canadian Association of Research Administrators. I've spent nearly 20 years in research administration in both university and hospital settings. Currently, I'm Director of Research Administration at Hamilton Health Sciences, which is one of Canada's largest hospital networks. My portfolio includes research ethics, research development, human resources, business development, research contracts, research infrastructure, as well as insurance. I have an executive MBA from the Ivey School of Business at Western University, and I'm also a lecturer at McMaster University. My book, Steer Your Career, co-written with my co-teacher for this course, Sarah Lamson, is used as a textbook at the University of South Central Florida's Master of Research Administration degree. In this course, together, we'll examine research contracts and administration from a number of different perspectives. We'll look at how broad organizational culture and policies impact contract administration. After this course, you'll be able to articulate the value of academic research to the public and why research contracts are a key component to a successful research enterprise. You'll understand the importance of third-party agreements to research institutions. We will look at trends facing various types of research institutions and learn about different ways that research is funded, including how certain funding restrictions do impact your contract decision-making. We'll do this by analyzing a variety of research contracts. We'll look at the roles of different parties in an agreement and talk about key terms and conditions used in non-disclosure agreements, as well as material transfer agreements. We'll look at research policy, how it's developed, and how it impacts contracts administration. And we'll also cover the ethical responsibilities of the research administrator. We'll also look at how individuals and teams of research administrators effectively contribute to an organization's overarching strategy and effectiveness. I look forward to sharing my knowledge of research contracts, not to mention my passion about the field of research administration with you. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have, and I truly wish you great success in this course. See you soon.
Okay, and I should add, on the program webpage, Mohawk College's program webpage for the Certificate in Research Administration, there is a brief description for each course. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the contents of each course, that's certainly there for your viewing. And as I mentioned, Sarah Lamson is co-teaching with Katie. 15 years in research admin, current executive director of CARA, and has been for almost the last 5 years now, and the co-author of the textbook that you'll see in this course. Fran Chandler is teaching the Developing Funding Proposals course that will be offered for the first time in January 2018. She's the past president of CARA and director of research support services at Sauder School of Business. Multiple degrees, a lot of experience in teaching as well, and just a tremendous asset to have delivering this course in this program. Robin Roscoe has a wealth of experience as well, and is the current Director of Management and Administration for the BC Cancer Agency Genome Sciences Centre. Lots of experience in managing large research projects in the health sector, and is a designated project management professional. Robin is actually teaching 2 courses. One is being offered in January, the other offered in May 2018. And so the one course, Research Ethics, Integrity, and Governance, as well as Research Project Management. So Robin's got a brief video here to discuss those 2 courses.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robin Roscoe, and I'm delighted to be working with Mohawk College as part of the Certificate in Research Administration program. I will be the instructor for 2 courses, Research Project Management in the winter session and Research Ethics, Integrity, and Governance in the spring session. I've been in research management for nearly 20 years. I'm currently the Director of Research Management and Administration at the BC Cancer Agency Genome Sciences Centre in Vancouver. I'm responsible for all aspects of research administration, including human resources, procurement, clerical support, operations, finance, and project management in our department of nearly 350 people with 12 principal investigators. I'm also the lead project manager on several large-scale and strategic projects that our department is part of, including the Personalized Oncogenomics Program and the Northern Biobank Initiative. With the Canadian Association of Research Administrators, I'm active in the community as an advocate, webinar and workshop presenter, and mentor, and have been for several years. I believe strongly that good management and administration in research makes research better. By ensuring that projects and programs are managed well, that partner requirements and expectations are met, and that project participants, including research leaders, project staff, research participants, and support and administrative staff are managed and treated professionally and respectfully, the outputs and outcomes of research are enhanced. In the Research Project Management course, we'll look at the essential principles of project management that can be applied and incorporated into research administration. These include establishing project scope, assessing risks, developing schedules and managing costs, and maintaining good communications and team interactions. We'll also look at human resources issues within research projects. The objective is to provide you with tools and skills both to manage your own projects well, as well as to provide input and support for research project development and execution. A well-managed project has more likelihood of success, and our role as administrators is to ensure the success of our projects and our organizations. In research ethics, integrity, and governance, we'll consider the role of research administrators in the responsible conduct of research. Topics will include ethics approvals for research projects, establishing guidance and controls in projects for data and information management, understanding legal and institutional requirements, such as performance reporting, financial management, and conflict of interest, and creating a sustainable culture of research. I'm excited about the opportunities that this certificate program provides for our students and participants, as well as for our community and our profession. I'm very proud to be a part of this new program, as I think it brings together some of the very best practitioners and champions in our field. And I look forward to working with Mohawk College, with Kara, and with all of our students. Thank you.
Okay, just a couple courses remaining here. We've got Angela Zeno, who will be delivering the Financial Management and Research Administration course. Angela is the Manager of Research Accounting at York University. I'm sure many of you know her or are familiar with her name as a longtime leader in Kara's finance community, and has some pretty relevant accounting designations to go along with it as well. I chatted briefly earlier about technology integration in this program, or at least I mentioned the interactive component for the online course. So it was really important to us in the early days of putting this program together that we make sure that there is interaction, that there is connectivity between our students as well as between student and faculty. And so there is that face-to-face interaction component. Some live sessions are provided. These aren't to deliver live lectures, far from it. This is to have discussion of troubleshoot concepts and assignments, and really get together and start to brainstorm and discuss some of the topics that are explored in the course. There are pre-recorded lectures as well, so while there are readings, there is some video content. Real-time collaboration beyond the face-to-face component is also furthered by the fact that all of our students have access to Microsoft 365, the full Microsoft Office suite, which also includes Skype for Business, so you can connect amongst yourselves in the absence of faculty, and you'll have all the tools at your disposal to do that. Discussion boards, of course, a lot of lively discussions are happening currently in the program. You don't always have to type your discussions either. You can actually post a video of your thoughts. For us, access to the program through online delivery as well as interaction was important. Equally as important was the cost. We wanted this to be affordable, and our registration fees are actually around $370 per course, not $375 as it shows in the slides. We do ask that our students get an up-to-date Kara membership of $175 per year. And there are some minor learning resources required, but few and far between. Not every course has a textbook. A lot of the materials are provided digitally through the online course. And when you wrap all of this up, if you were to do it in 1 year's time, take 6 courses at about $375 a piece plus membership, the entire program, the entire credential can be completed at $2,400. If you take 2 years to complete, then you've got additional membership fees, but still coming in at a pretty affordable rate for this program. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the mentorship component of this program, I think, is a really incredible value add for our learners. And Nina's more familiar with this component of the program, so I'll pass it off to her to discuss.
Thank you, Evan. So CARA does have a mentorship program to support not only the students, but all members as well. You simply just fill out the form that's online and you state your areas of interest or what you're looking to learn about, depending on the course that you're taking, for example. And you just send that in to the email at the bottom, and we set you up with the best fit, a mentor that is a professional in that area. Next slide, please. The other items that we offer under the CARA membership are access to many mailing lists and special interest groups. For example, we have finance, contracts, grants, and many more. We've got just over 30 of them. Sample assignments, a large resource library, free webinars, a newsletter, and most frequently, the CARA Scholarship and Bursary Fund. Just going to go to the next slide, and there's some more information on the bursary there. That was established in August 2017, and just, the general terms of a bursary, so I won't go over those in depth, but the last slide that we'll leave on is our information. So if you have any questions or if you'd like to donate, please feel free to reach out to us at any time.
Okay, so moving into January 2018, registration will be open as of November 16th, 2017. It's actually November 15th as we're talking here on this recording. So 1 day away. The program filled up fairly quickly prior to the September launch. And we do have capacity in it, so we do encourage you to reserve your spot as early as possible. There are a number of students that will be continuing in the program as well, so not a whole lot of spots to go around. The earlier the better is what I'm saying with your application. And with your application, we're asking that you, to the email that's on the slide right now, submit a resume and a brief expression of interest. The expression of interest is essentially why you want to take the program. If you want to break that down a little bit, it could be what interests you about the program and how it aligns with your career objectives. If you have any questions about the program, please feel free to reach out to that cebusiness@mohawkcollege.ca email address. We'll be happy to answer them as quickly as possible.